This is the Uptick Network Stock Day podcast, sponsored by InvestorsHangout.com. Penny stock news and interviews from the microcap world. Public information on OTC, pink sheets, and microcap stocks from around the world. With your host, Everett Jolly.
On today's show, we have an exciting guest with us. He is Andy Hidalgo. He is the CEO of HCCC Energy Corporation. HCCC Energy Corporation is a clean energy company focused on the development and the implementation requirements of solar hydrogen energy system that includes fuel cell technology and hydrogen generation. They do have a residential and commercial application. Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Everett. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
And I just gave, a brief summary. Can you give me describe your business in a more detailed way than what I just, gave?
Of course. HCCC Energy is committed to the design, development, and implementation of clean energy solutions that lessen the dependence on fossil fuels. The company has developed a solar hydrogen energy system that can produce electricity independent of the grid. The use of a hydrogen generator and a fuel cell to produce and use hydrogen as a power source is a unique and advancing technology.
Well, myself, and I'm sure that my listeners out there, we've heard about the benefits of using hydrogen, but what are the benefits of using hydrogen as a fuel source?
Well, Everett, there are great benefits to hydrogen energy. The use of hydrogen as a fuel produces no carbon dioxide or greenhouse gases. Unlike fossil fuels, the only emissions from hydrogen fuel are chemically pure water and oxygen. Hydrogen can be extracted from water using renewable energy from sources like the sun, and unlike batteries, hydrogen energy can be stored indefinitely. There is no drilling, fracking, or mining required to produce hydrogen energy. It's the cleanest, safest, and most efficient energy source on the planet. In the past, there has been obstacles in commercializing the potential of hydrogen energy. The most significant hurdle has been the need to reduce the cost of the production of hydrogen. We can agree that no matter how productive an energy source may be, it will not be widely adopted if it's prohibitively expensive. But times have changed. The cost of technology has come down, and it has made hydrogen production less expensive. As technology advances, it will continue to make hydrogen energy more and more affordable.
You have harnessed this hydrogen energy to produce clean energy. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Sure. HCCC Energy Corporation has succeeded in developing a hydrogen energy system designed to create electricity that is generated by renewable solar energy. Its production of hydrogen is truly eco-friendly, as it is not produced by the use of fossil fuels. We call the solar hydrogen energy system the HC1. It's a system comprised of solar modules, inverters, batteries, a hydrogen generator, a fuel cell, and a hydrogen storage tank. Renewable energy is collected from the solar modules through a solar inverter that charges a bank of batteries through a battery inverter. After the batteries are fully charged, the excess electricity is then combined with water through a hydrogen generator that extracts the hydrogen from the water in a gasified state, which is safely stored in a tank. After the tank is full, any remaining excess electricity is sent from the batteries through the battery inverter to the utility grid for energy credits. The HC1 system is connected to the residential or commercial property through these inverters. The user always pulls electricity from the charged batteries to satisfy loads. If there's no sun to charge the batteries, the system uses the hydrogen stored in the tanks, which through a fuel cell creates the electricity to keep the batteries fully charged. And keeping the hydrogen tank full assures you of an ongoing supply of clean energy and sustainability that is independent from the grid.
The company that we're highlighting today is HCCC Energy Corporation. Andy Hidalgo, he is the CEO of that company. They trade on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol HCCC. So, Andy, let me ask you this: how does your user determine what configuration they need?
Well, it's a good question, Everett. HCell Energy conducts a feasibility study for a user to determine what electrical loads are required to power their home or their commercial property. Once the study is concluded, we design an HC1 system to accommodate the specific electrical loads. The system is completely scalable. Typically, one HC1 system configuration with solar modules and a large tank for hydrogen storage can provide the electricity needed for a standard size home.
So how much does like an H1 system cost?
The price of the system ranges from as low as $30,000 to as high as $100,000, depending on the amount of electricity needed to produce.
Is that for residential and commercial?
That is correct.
And are there any incentives if I put this on my house or my company, or am I getting anything, a kickback from the government or anything like that?
Well, there are quite a few incentives. The federal government offers a 30% investment tax credit for the installation of an HC1 system, and depending on the state, the HC1 system can be configured to feed the grid for solar renewable energy credits. These incentives make it easier to justify the cost of an HC1 system.
You know, what is the status of renewable energy market today? I hear very little about it. I know about the solar panels and maybe some of the wind, but what is the status of renewable energy?
Well, the renewable energy market is still one of the fastest growing industries in the world. It is led by continued expansion in renewable energy technology, the need to lessen dependency on fossil fuel energy, grid-based vulnerabilities, and the battle against generally the battle against global warming. The key to substantial growth of renewable energy will be cost efficiency and consistency as a primary energy source. The key to consistency is renewable energy storage, as a user cannot rely just on solar, wind, or batteries. The concept of combining renewable energy with hydrogen energy is really the new frontier. So we're very encouraged about the future.
So let me ask you this for my listeners: Are we in beta testing? Where are we at into actually monetizing this and actually having revenues fall on the balance sheet?
Well, we actually have 2 installations we concluded, and we have an installation underway. So it's growing. The momentum is growing, and we just recently made an acquisition of a company in Australia for our Asian Pacific market. So our revenue production has increased substantially.
So what are you hoping to achieve here in the next, say, year to year and a half?
Our goal is to see our revolutionary concept in hydrogen energy deployed to the masses in a cost-efficient manner, so that we can lessen the dependence on fossil fuels, eliminate greenhouse gases, and ultimately create a better environment and a better world.
My guest has been today Andy Hidalgo. He is the CEO of HCell Energy Corporation. Well, they trade on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol HCCC. Andy, here in closing, is there anything that you would like to get out to my listeners that we didn't get a chance to touch upon?
No, I mean, I think it's an exciting company that has tremendous opportunity to build shareholder value. And we look forward to the future, and I thank you very much for being on the network.
Andy, I wish you nothing but continued success. I'm going to check back with you in about 40 or 50 days to see how things are going, and we'll talk then.
Thank you, Everett.
The following program is entirely sponsored and produced by Uptick Newswire LLC, which is responsible for the following content. The opinions and information provided on today's show are those of the guests and of those of the respective companies they represent, and does not necessarily reflect those of the staff or management of this station. Uptick Network encourages all listeners of the show to do their own due diligence and research when determining investment strategies that'll work for them, or to seek the assistance of an investment professional. The guests of today's show may have paid to appear on the show and are not directly affiliated with Uptick Network or